Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Anel with Great Millstone Borderland Saints of El Paso, Texas. Welcome to another video, and as always, before I get started, I want to give all honor and all praise unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rikar Kwadash. Also, double honors to the head apostles of Great Millstone and elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all sincere brethren. Keep teaching, keep believing, and keep preaching, whether they hear or whether they forbear. Now we'll be taking our lesson from the 45th chapter of Genesis, and we'll read a little bit in that chapter as the Lord give us grace. All right. And hopefully this lesson will be of good knowledge to you on the power of our Lord Yahweh, the great things he can do for you when you do his will. All right. So we want to talk to the house of Israel here a little bit, so that so you can get out of wickedness and get into righteousness, so the Lord can actually bless you with the everlasting covenant. All right, that's the purpose of going into this, to show you his power, the great things that the Lord did, you see, in the days of Jacob. All right, so we're going to start there in the 45th chapter of Genesis, like I said, and hopefully this lesson will be a blessing to the house of Israel. And it reads, Genesis the 45th chapter. This is Joseph making himself known to his brethren that had sold him into slavery in Egypt. Okay, because they knew that he was something great was going to come of him, and they were moved with jealousy, you see, and they got rid of their brother and sold him into Egypt to Pharaoh, you see. And Joseph became in power there in Egypt as the Lord gave him favor with Pharaoh. So we're going to read a little bit about that, so that you can see that when you serve the Lord, the great things he can do for you. Okay, and the Lord, he can redeem you from the hands of your enemies. That's what this lesson is about. Hopefully you'll enjoy this lesson. And it goes on, and this lesson is to the house of Israel. All right. And it says, then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them that stood by him. And he cried, cause every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known unto his brethren. Like I said, he had been sold, his brethren being jealous of him, sold him into slavery. The Lord gave him favor with Pharaoh, and he became number 2 in power in Egypt. Okay, and the Lord, he's able to do that same thing for you and redeem you when you do his will. All right, but you're going to have to turn from your wickedness. Okay, Israelites, turn from your wickedness and do the Lord's will. All right, because you don't want the Lord's hand to be against you. All right, and then it says in the second verse, and he wept aloud, and the Egyptians in the house of Pharaoh heard. So Joseph wept aloud in the house of Pharaoh, and the Egyptians heard him weep, because now he was among his brothers, you see, and he was able to save the lives of his brothers who actually sold him to slavery. You see, so when the Lord speaks a blessing on you, the other people are going to know it. All right. And you'll be the one that can redeem them from evil if it's the Lord's will to do that. Okay? So we can learn from that, from this lesson. And it says in the third verse, still Genesis 45:3, and Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph, doth my father yet live? So Joseph asking his brethren, doth my father live? talking about Isaac, you see. All right. Jacob. And Joseph said unto his brethren, Come near to me, I pray ye. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. You see. So his brethren had sold him into Egypt. Now therefore, be not grieved nor angry with yourselves that ye sold me hither, for Yahweh did send me before you to preserve life. You see. So Joseph, being the brother of his two brothers that sold him into slavery, you see, of the house of Jacob. All right. Okay. For these 2 years hath the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in the which there shall neither be earing nor harvest. And Yahweh sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So that was not that sent me hither, but Yahweh, and he made me a father to Pharaoh, and lord of his house, a ruler throughout the land of Egypt. So Joseph became a ruler, you see, throughout the land of Egypt. You see, then you know that the land of Egypt is actually in Africa. Okay. See, the same ones that sold you into slavery, Joseph was a ruler there, you see, in that same land. All right. And it says, Haste ye and go up to my father, and say unto him, Thus saith thy son Joseph, Yahweh hath made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me, and tarry not. You see, so he told his brothers, go and let him know. Okay. Go let him know. Go get my dad. Go get Jacob. You see. And thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children, and thy children's children, and thy flocks, and thy herd, and all that thou hast. And there will I nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou and thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. So Joseph had imputed this knowledge, you see, unto Pharaoh, that he was going to go through years of famine, you see. And when Pharaoh realized that Joseph was right, he had saved a lot of things in store for that day, you see, because he knew that they were going to go into a famine, because Joseph had told Pharaoh that, you see, and he was able to save his father Jacob and their brethren, you see, Judah and all of them. All right. And it says, and behold, your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that it is in my mouth that speaketh unto you. And you shall tell my father of all my glory in Egypt, and of all that ye have seen, and ye shall haste and bring down my father hither. You see, so Joseph told his brethren, go get Jacob, go get my dad, you know, because he's going to die of famine. But I'm a ruler here in Egypt, you see, and I have a storehouse. So the Lord was doing a miracle there through him to save that lineage that was promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you see. So it was a purpose that he was put in these straits so that he could become a power and save that seed line. And the Lord used Pharaoh to do that, you see. And then it goes on to say, and he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept upon his neck. You see, because Joseph was very close to Benjamin. They were full brothers, you see. Some of the children of Israel were half brothers, you see, because they had two. Leah and Rachel were Jacob's wives. But Joseph and Benjamin were full brothers, you see. And it says in the 14th verse, and he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept upon his neck. Moreover, he kissed all his brethren and wept upon them, and after that his brethren talked with him. And the fame thereof was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph's brethren are come, and it pleased Pharaoh well, and his servants. So Pharaoh welcomed Joseph and his brothers in there, because Joseph had taken a part in saving Pharaoh in Egypt and had blessed Pharaoh in Egypt as the Lord was with Joseph, you see, to save the house of Israel, the Israelites, Benjamin, and so forth. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, say unto thy brethren, this do ye, lay your beasts and go get you into the land of Canaan, and take your father and your households and come unto me, and I will give you the good of the land of Egypt, and ye shall eat the fat of the land. So there up under Joseph, they were able to eat the fat of the land. You see, in Egypt, which is in Africa, what is known as Africa today. And thou art commanded, this do ye, take you wagons out of the land of Egypt for your little ones and for your wives, and bring your father and come. Also regard not your stuff, for the good of all the land of Egypt is yours. You see how the Lord did that? How he blessed Joseph. You see? And how how the Lord took Joseph and made him a ruler up under Pharaoh. And Pharaoh was more than happy to give to the Israelites, you see, because of Joseph. And the children of Israel did so, and Joseph gave them wagons according to the commandment of Pharaoh, and gave them provisions for the way, because he was in second in power in Egypt. To all of them he gave each man changes of raiment, but to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of raiment. You see, so he gave him plenty of clothes, 5 changes of raiment to wear. You see, because that was his full brother, Benjamin. You see, and to his father he sent after this manner 10 asses laden with the good things of Egypt, and 10 asses laden with corn and bread and meat for his father by the way. You see, so he made sure that, that Joseph's dad, Jacob, was good. See, that's how the Lord can do, even in this land of Egypt today. He can bless you and give you the good of the land, because the Lord can help. The Lord can use you to find favor even with Pharaoh. You see, when the Lord speak and use you. And he sent his brethren away, and they departed, and he said unto them, see that you fell not out by the way. So he sent his brother to go get Jacob, his dad. You see, sent him with plenty of corn, raiment, all of that, you see, for him. Horses and chariots and so forth for the journey. And they went up out of Egypt and came into the land of Canaan unto Jacob their father, and told him, saying, Joseph is yet alive, and he is governor over all the land of Egypt. And Jacob's heart fainted, for he believed them not. See, he didn't believe it. Look at that, like, boy, what is you talking about? We is the enemies of Pharaoh. He ain't over there doing all that. What are you talking about? Basically telling they were lying, see, because he didn't really believe them. You see, but the Lord was doing a miracle to save that lineage that he had promised all the way back to Abraham, Isaac, on down to Jacob. You see, the Lord was doing that. He was remembering his seed, just as he has promised to Abraham. And the Lord is still remembering to this day. Here we are in 2025 AD. And the Lord, he's going to save a remnant of you according to his will. And it says, and they told him all the words of Joseph, which he had said unto them. And when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. So his spirit revived as he was smote during the famine time that was going on. You see where he was living. You see, but the Lord was saving that house. You see how wonderful the Lord is. He remembers a remnant of you. And it says, and Israel said, it is enough. Joseph, my son, is yet alive. I will go and see him before I die. Now we're going to go into the 46th chapter of Genesis, where Jacob moves into Egypt. All right, we'll go in a little bit of that. I'm not going to go through the whole chapter, but we'll go a little bit into that so you can see the wondrous works of Yahweh, you see, in regard to his promises to Israel, you see, to Jacob. You understand? You need to know these things so you can, so that your strength and your faith will be renewed. Okay. No matter how bad it gets, remember that you have a Father that's there for you. Okay. Yahweh Shai. We're here, we belong to them. All right. And the Lord's going to save a remnant of you according to his will. Okay. 2/3 of you are going to be taken out according to his will as well, for unbelief and for your wickedness following behind Esau. You see, that's relevant to being in Egypt. You see, because Esau is ruling here in the Roman Empire right now, and you're doing the same kind of wickedness, following behind these devils when you should be following behind the men of the Lord. All right, and it says in the 46th verse, and Israel took his journey with all that he had, and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifice unto the God of his father Isaac. All right, because that's who the father was, Isaac. All right, to the God, to his grandfather, unto the God of his father Isaac. See, so that's Jacob offering sacrifices to his father's God, the father of Isaac. Talks about that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that seed line, whom ye are. Okay, so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Latinos spread throughout the four corners of the earth. You see, the Lord's still remembering you. But we want to show you a little bit about where you came from, okay, in the beginning of time, so that you can see that the Lord's hand is still stretched out toward a chosen few of you. See, because you're a royal priesthood. You see, and God has chosen you. And then it goes on to say in the second verse, Genesis 46, and Yahweh spake unto Israel in the vision of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here am I. And he said, I am Yahweh, the God of thy father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make of thee a great nation. So he's letting him know, then Jacob, no, I'm going to make a great nation of thee. You see. And I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thine eyes. You see. And Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father and their little ones and their wives in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. All right. You see how the hand of the Lord is? You see? He's already prepared a way for you. But you gotta believe and have faith in what the Lord's going to do. Don't be wicked. You see? Because the Lord has chosen some of you, 144,000 of the house of David. And it says, and they took their cattle and their goods, which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Jacob and all his seed with him, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his seed brought he with him into Egypt. You see. And that being all of those, Reuben and all of them, Simeon, Levi, Judah, you see, Issachar, you see, all of those of the 12 tribes of Israel. You see, we're talking about also the sons of Leah, which was Gad, you see, Asher, you see, and so forth. And then the sons of Rachel's wife, Joseph and Benjamin, you see, all of that, the sons of Benjamin. All right. Then you had Dan and Naphtali, you see, all of those tribes, those 12 tribes, all the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons' wives, all the souls were 66, you see, children's children and so forth during that time. Now I'm going to skip over to the Genesis 46 and 27. And the sons of Joseph, which were born him in Egypt, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 70. And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph to direct his face unto Goshen, and they came into the land of Goshen. You see, because Joseph had power there in Egypt. He had become second in power up under Pharaoh. Now we're going to go over to Genesis 46 and 29. I'm just skipping over all those names, okay? But that was of the 12 tribe of the house of Israel. And Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to meet Israel, his father, to Goshen, and presented himself before him. And he fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said unto Joseph, now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive. So Israel was so glad to see his son Joseph. You see, a ruler, all right, over there in Egypt. He said, let me die now. I'm happy. I can see my son, how the Lord's delivered you. You see, because he was waiting for the Lord to do that, because he believed the Lord. You see, but he didn't know what was going on. So when his brothers told him, he was like, nah. You see, because he was suffering there during famine over there, you see. But the Lord was doing the work, remembering what he had promised to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob. And it says in the 31st verse of Genesis, the 46th chapter, because we've moved over to the 46th chapter now. And Joseph said unto his brethren, and unto his father's house I will go up and show Pharaoh, and say unto him, my brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. See, because Canaan, they were suffering in Canaan. All right, they were dealing with, like I said, the Lord had caused Canaan to, the people there to suffer up under famine. But the Lord was saving that house of Jacob, also known as Israel. And the men are shepherds, for their trade had been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And it shall come to pass, when Pharaoh shall call you, you shall say, what is your occupation? What you shall say, thy servant's trade have been about cattle from my youth even until now, both we and also our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians, you see. So he told them, he said, just let him know, okay, what to say, what your occupation is unto Pharaoh. And it says in the 47th verse of Genesis, then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. You see, and Pharaoh said unto his brethren, what is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, for to sojourn in the land are we come, For thy servants have no pasture for their flocks, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore we pray thee, let thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, Thy father and thy brethren are come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land make thy father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen let them dwell. And if thou knowest any man of activity among them, then make them rulers over all my cattle. So the Lord, see, gave them the cattle, so he said they'd be eating good off the land, the best of the land, because Pharaoh had all of that. You see, and the Lord was doing that work to save that lineage and that seed line, even using their enemies to feed them. You see. And the Lord, he can do that same thing, because we're getting ready to come into a hard time where this country may even go into civil war. But the Lord, he will redeem his own and give favor to the Pharaoh of this day. You see. All right. So now listen, we're going to stop there. I'm not going to go into this whole chapter here, but just so you will know how the Lord used Joseph and brought Jacob his father and set him before Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Jacob, you see, how old are you? You see. And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, the days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. You see, so he was 130 years old. All right. You see, where he lived. And then Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh. You see, and it says in the 11th verse, this is Genesis 47, and Joseph placed his father and his brethren and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramesses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren and all his father's household with bread according to their families. So you can see how the Lord fed them. You see, even though his brothers did wickedly and sold him into slavery, he became a ruler there because the Lord was with Joseph. He purposely put him in there. When it's the Lord's will to do something, you can best believe that it's going to happen. Okay, that's the reason why I wanted to go into this lesson, so that hopefully you'll learn a little bit how the Lord is moving to strengthen your faith when these hard times and harsh times come, that you know that the Lord will deliver according to his will. Okay, he'll deliver you if you be of that lineage and that seed line, like he said he would do. You see. But you're going to have to be righteous. The Lord needs to see that righteousness in you to get that deliverance. Okay, so we want to strengthen your faith. Those of you of the household of Israel, there may come some hard times coming, but the Lord, he's able to deliver you. It's our prayer that you be of that seed line and not of that seed line of the wicked. And we're going to stop there, and we're going to give all honor, all praise, and all glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rekwakudash. Live holy, Israel. Shalom and a Baba.